change starts with me educating my students on how to work better with police officers, because most of my students, number one, they want to become police officers, and most of them have had encounters with the police officer or officers in the past that have not necessarily been positive. And so when I get my students in my policing class, they come in and they're, I don't understand why this officer pulled me over. He didn't have to give me a ticket, those sorts of things. I'm like, well, if you were speeding, you deserve a ticket. If you're driving with you missing a front plate, that's against the law in the state of Ohio. You deserve a ticket. And so breaking those things down and letting them know, okay, if you are pulled over, the first thing you don't want to do is go off or be confrontational with the police officer. So we take them through proper response, Of course, say yes, sir, no, sir, yes, ma'am, no, ma'am. Be respectful to the officers, because here's the thing. If you are respectful to others, they will be respectful to you. It's just common decency and understanding and recognizing the humanity of officers. They have a very tough job, and their job, they put their lives in danger daily, and they never know what the person in the car may have in the car. So they're approaching the car with suspicion, and you have to do as much as, the person who's pulled over to make sure they know that you will not be a threat to them. And so if that means, complying with the officer, being respectful, keeping your hands visible, that sort of thing, then do that. I always tell my students, you want to survive the encounter. If there is something that has been out of order that you think, or if they treated you in a negative way, what I do is I bring internal affairs into my class, and the internal affairs officers actually teach my students the process. Okay, this is how you file a complaint. And once you file a complaint, it goes through the investigation, and this is how the investigation is conducted. And so what that did was actually help my students see, okay, there is a process here. And if I follow along with this process, then there is a good chance that, I can be, justified, or, whatever happened, the department can right whatever wrong was done to me. And so that's what I do in terms of educating the students, because a lot of them don't know about internal affairs. A lot of them don't know, what you actually should do when you're stopped and pulled over, or even if you feel like your rights are violated, how to go about that. And so I spend a lot of time teaching my students about that sort of thing. Cooperation, communication, and compassion is what it comes down to. Making sure officers in the community cooperate with each other, making sure they communicate with each other, and then they have compassion. Each of them face challenges on a daily basis. And so understanding that when they do encounter each other, I think that gets us on the path to start improving police-community relations.
This is Ohio, and change starts here. To see how you can get involved, visit changestartshere.ohio.gov.